Hello. So we will discuss the last lesson on module 3, lesson 4, the combined variation. So from the word combined, so meron na kayong mga guesses as to what this would look like. So let's start. Z varies directly as X and inversely as Y. How do we translate this into mathematical symbols? So we have, balikan lang natin yung statement, no? So Z varies directly and inversely. So this statement means Z equals Kx, so that's coming from directly as X, tapos over Y, that's coming from inversely as Y. And K is the constant of variation. Now, this is the kind of variation that involves both direct, so we have here direct and inverse variation. So, yung combined variation pala is coming from the combination of direct and inverse variations. Okay? So, tandaan lang natin itong mathematical symbols na Z equals Kx over Y. Let's take, for example, how do we translate statements into mathematical equations? So, meron tayong example here. T varies directly as A and inversely as B. So, binigay ko na yung combined variation symbol kanina, no? So, T varies directly as A would be T equals KA and inversely, so that's over B. So, yung sagot is T equals KA over B. Okay? So, what about this? Can you please translate to mathematical symbols? Y varies directly as X and inversely as the square of Z. Paano ba yan? Y equals Kx over square of Z. Z squared. Very good. So, Y equals Kx over Z squared. So, ganun lang kadali mo. Translate mathematical statement into mathematical symbols. So, let's have problems from here. If Z varies directly as X and inversely as Y, and Z equals 9 when X equals 6 and Y equals 2, find Z when X equals 8 and Y equals 12. So for every variation problems, may it direct, inverse, joint, or combined, it is always right to start with translating mathematical statements into mathematical symbols. So, paano ba i-translate yung statement na Z varies directly as X and inversely as Y? So, Z equals Kx and then over Y. So, yun. After, pag mayroon ka ng variation statement, so you have to solve for K by simply do some substitution. So, substitute mo yung 9 sa Z, tapos yung X magiging 6, and then Y is 2. After which, evaluate para ma-solve mo talaga yung K. So, K times 6 is 6K, tapos cross-multiply lang yung 9 and 2. What is 9 times 2? Yes, it's 18. So, the equation would be 6K equals 18. And then, divide both na lang by 6 to solve for K. So, you will have K equals 18 divided by 6 is 3. Pero, yung problem is find Z. So, balik ka dun sa first statement mo. So, sa variation symbol mo, palitan mo yung K with 3. So, the equation would then become Z equals 3x over y. Pagkatapos, substitute ulit yung x, palitan mo ng 8 and then y with 12. Tapos, evaluate again. 3 times 8 is 24, copy 12. But 24 divided by 12 is 2. So, the final answer is Z equals 2. Okay? So, kung hindi masyadong naintindihan, we still have more for practice. So, if r varies directly as s and inversely as the square of u, and r equals 2 when s equals 18 and u equals 2, find r when u equals 3 and s equals 27. So, ano yung sabi ko? Start with translating statements mathematically. So, how do we translate r varies directly as s and inversely as the square of u? So that would be r equals ks over square of u, so u squared. Tapos, substitute para ma-solve yung k. So r becomes 2, s is 18, and then u is 2. So pagkatapos, evaluate, k times 18 is 18k. Tapos cross multiply mo na lang yung 2 tsaka 2 squared. So 2 squared is 4 times 2, that's 8. So yung equation would be 18k equals 8. Para ma-solve na yung k, divide both by 18. So the equation would be 8 over 18. However, 8 over 18 can still be reduced to lowest term. 8 and 18 are both divisible by 2. So, the final k value is 4 over 9. Para ma-solve na yung r, so palitan mo. Go back to your first equation. Substitute k with 4 over 9 yung na-solve mo. So, the first equation would be r equals 4 over 9s over u squared. And then, second substitution will be itong u equals 3 and s equals 27. So, yung s dito naging 27, tsaka yung u naging 3. Tapos, evaluate, paano ba tong numerator? So, copy 4. Tapos, pwede kasi ma-divide. 27 divided by 9 is 3. So, yun. 4 times 3 na siya. Then, evaluate 3 squared. So, that's 3 times 3. So, you have 9. Tapos, 4 times 3 is 12. So, yung sagot is 12 over 9 na pwede pang ma-reduce to lowest term, which is 4/3. Very good. So, 4/3 yung r value. Okay? So, marami pa tayong pang-practice na problem. So, we have P varies directly as Q and the square of R and inversely as S. Find K if P equals 40 when Q equals 5, R equals 4, and S equals 6. Again, start translating statements mathematically. Okay, so P varies directly as Q, so KQ. And the square of r, so r squared. Inversely as s. Yun. Solve for k na, substitute. P becomes 40, Q becomes 5, R becomes 4, and S is 6. Tapos, cross multiply mo yung 40 and 6. And then, 4 squared is 16 times 5, so 80 times k, so 80k. Tapos, multiply mo na to. 40 times 6 is 240. So, we have 80k equals 240. Divide both sides by 80. So, the k value is 3. K lang naman pinapahanap. So, problem solved. Okay? Let's have more. W varies directly as x and y. X and y. And inversely as v squared. If w equals 1,200 and x equals 4, y equals 9, and v equals 6, find w when x equals 3, y equals 12, and v equals 9. Paano gagawin? Start translating the statement mathematically. So, paano pag-translate ng w varies directly as x and y? That's w equals kxy. Inversely as v squared, so over v squared. Tapos, if w equals 1,000, so substitute na tayo. W equals 1,200, x becomes 4, y becomes 9, and v becomes 6. Tapos, Cross multiply mo to. So, 1,200 times 6 squared. Multiply mo yung k times 4 times 9. That's equal to 36k. Tapos, what is 1,200 times 6 squared? So, that's 36 times 1,200. So, that's 43,200. Tapos, divide mo na lang ng 36 to solve for k. You have k equals 1,200. So, solve mo na itong problem na find W. Balik ka dun sa first variation statement. Substitute k with 1,200. So, you will have 1,200xy over v squared. And then, substitute ulit. This time, gamitin mo yung second set. So, x becomes 3, y becomes 12, and v becomes 9. Tapos, multiply mo lahat yung nasa numerator. So, that's 1,200 times 3 times 12. And that would be equal to 43,200. Tapos, evaluate mo yung 9 squared. That's 81. Now, we cannot divide 43,200 over 81. Hindi siya whole number yung sagot. So, in other words, instead of dividing, we will reduce to lowest term na lang. So, the lowest term for this is 1,600 over 3. Okay? Kung hindi masyadong naintindihan, you can go back to the video and then balik-balik lang para mas maintindihan na. Okay? Thank you for watching.